This is fascinating because it's almost as though the Dongfeng, the company that makes lots of brands, that also makes the Nammi brand vehicles, have tried to make the 01 better in almost every single way than the BYD Seagull, which is possibly my favourite car of all time right now. So I don't think it looks as good, but it's still, I think, half decent. And there's a notable improvement on basically all the metrics. And for me personally, it can do pretty much all of my trips on a weekly or monthly basis. No question about that. And occasionally I'd probably have to pull over and charge for an hour a couple of times a year. That, for me, is all it really means. So it might not be for someone who has to drive 2 hours or 3 hours to work and then do their work and then come back, because I know some people that do that. But it is, for most of us, it's fine. So when I get some food, this is a notion that I sort of think, if it's cheap, it often tastes better, you know, and that's how it is for me, because I know if it's cheap, I lower what I hope it tastes like, and that's what these cheap EVs do for me. So they're cheap, and they don't make you think that it has to be the best car on earth to drive, because it costs very little to buy it anyway. So is that weird? That's just me. So they're hoping to sell 400,000 units by the end of this year, 2024. And I don't think it will be hard, actually, because, well, it's very affordable. If you look at the cost pyramid, you know, you've got sort of like super expensive EVs there, then you've got Teslas, and then you've got until the Model 2 comes along, and then you've got the super cheap ones. Most people who can afford an EV that's sort of cheap can probably afford Dongfeng or a BYD Seagull. And the brand that's set up by the company called Dongfeng is called Nammi, and it's focused on small EVs, which is awesome. So I'm sure it's going to, feature on some more of my videos. That's for sure, because that's the sort of thing that I get off on. I really like that, small, cheap EVs. So comparing that to the BYD Seagull, they sold 900,000 of their BYD Seagulls from the beginning of 2023 when they listed it for sale, and they actually had delivered 800,000 of them by the end of October. I mean, come on, that is something to applaud. I did talk about that before. That's incredible. And there's literally nothing like that coming out of European or Japanese manufacturers like Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda. That's astonishing. I think that's amazing. So before we go over the specs, I want to talk about what I hope happens this year on the EV front. So I really hope that we actually do get to see the Tesla Model 2 by the end of this year, and we get to start placing orders on it. I think we all kind of hope that just happens soon. And I hope that Toyota and Honda can also turn that corner slightly and start showing us that they can actually make cheap Japanese EVs, half decent quality, reasonable prices. And I really hope that BYD announce as well where they will start to export their BYD Seagull from their new manufacturing plant that they are, the plant that's specifically being used to produce their cars for export, including the Seagull, which was confirmed by I think it was an interview with the CEO or something. I can't remember now. So if you would consider buying a Seagull or a Nammi 01, let me know in the comments below what you think of them both and why. Because I know that for a fact they do read my comments. BYD read my comments sometimes. So we can possibly encourage them to hurry up. I'm not sure about the people that work at Nammi though. Probably they don't watch my videos, but they may do. Probably not though. But they still won't sell me one anyway. I have asked BYD, can you sell me a right-hand drive Seagull? Explicitly that question, and they haven't responded. Not even a no, they just haven't responded. But I now know that they are making a right-hand drive Seagull from their export facility that they're putting into the building phase now, and they're going to start producing the right-hand drive one. So that's kind of confirmed. That's not an issue. Although if I could get one that's left-hand drive, this has been on my mind, and I could have it sent home to Europe, because I've got family and friends in Scandinavia too, where I will be in a few weeks' time. So that would be pretty cool to have a BYD Seagull there. and I could drive it and let my family and friends drive it. So if anybody wants to meet up, just let me know in the comments, and I can organise a sort of meetup event just for the sheer fun of it. We could maybe get some food and dinner or something. I don't know. Group of people in Scandinavia, anywhere at all, top of Scandinavia, bottom of Scandinavia. I don't really care. It'd just be really, really fun. So the specs for the BYD Seagull versus the Nammi 01 are as follows. The BYD Seagull weighs 1,240 kilograms if you get the only one that you should be buying, which is the most expensive two versions with battery cooling. The Nammi 01 weighs 1,312 kilos, depending on which model you buy, but there will also be roughly about 100 kilos difference between the heaviest and the lightest models. The Seagull has 75 horsepower and the Nammi has 93 horsepower. The battery capacity of the Seagull is either 30 kilowatt hour or 38.88 kilowatt hours. The Nammi has a capacity of either 31.5 kilowatt hour or 42.3 kilowatt hour. Both really, really good, I think, both of those two cars. They both use LFP chemistry and both use liquid cooling, but the cheapest version of the Seagull, like I said, only uses air cooling. The Seagull is just under 3.8 meters in length, and the Nammi is 4.03 meters in length. And the top speed of the Seagull is 130 kilometers per hour. The Nammi is 140 kilometers per hour. The price of the Seagull is $11,000 to $13,000 roughly. Conversion rates apply. And the Nammi is $11,000 to $15,500. So a Honda Jazz, if I remember right, for reference, is 3.95 meters in length and weighs about 1,090 kilos if you get a very standard 1.5 litre petrol 2015 version. So this is basically a Honda Jazz sized car if you get the Nammi, which is bang on. I think that's super practical and awesome to drive around in. So the thing I'm unsure of is the headlights, because it looks as though it has two pairs of headlights. I think that's just a bit weird for me. And I think, with exception to BYD, Chinese car companies, there's this weird thing that they keep doing where they put weird, ugly lights on the front and back of their cars, or sometimes just the front, sometimes they're just inconsistent. It's a bit weird when they just do the wrong thing with lights. I don't like it. So what do you all think of that? Sometimes they grow on me though, like the MG4. When I first saw the MG4 a long time ago, I thought the back of it was a bit ugly, really. Now I don't really mind. I'm not really a fan, but I don't mind it at all, and I think the car generally is a beautiful car, so I got over that quite quickly. I really, that's okay. It's not going to stop me buying an MG4 just because it's got weird backlights. And in fairness, the front of an MG4 looks awesome. So, what do you all think of the Dongfeng? Let me know in the comments if you like it or not, or let me know which you would have. So if you've got like 13 grand and you want to get that money and you want to just get out of your bank, basically, and you want to buy a Nammi or a BYD Seagull, which one would you buy? Personally, I would choose the BYD Seagull just because I've already vetted the BYD cars. I think they're basically all consistent with very good inside and out and inside build quality. All really, really good, so I like that. With the exception, of course, like I've said 2 or 3 times in the last few months, they just keep cheaping out on clear coating the back of the bonnets. It's just, there's no point in doing that. I don't know why. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing. Most people don't subscribe. I understand if you don't want to do that, but if you can, click it because it helps me out and helps YouTube know that people enjoy my videos, and also click the like button for me too while you're at it. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the day.